What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nash here, welcome back to the channel, and welcome to another episode of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue. This week's episode is another discussion video, the same one that I did before, where I talked about the top 5 worst Yu-Gi-Oh decks in the format. This time I am going to be discussing the top 5 most unfair Yu-Gi-Oh decks in the format, especially in the March, April 2021 format. And when it comes to the meta, there's always going to be at least a few decks that are just so unfair. You cannot like there's nothing you can do about it. There's a couple decks in particular that's caught my eye over the course of this whole month, including one that I found online, and it's an anti-meta stun deck for the March 2021 format. The deck consists of so this is actually the first deck that I wanted to talk about, is anti-meta stun. Obviously, we know anti-meta is a very cancerous deck. One of the most cancerous decks in the format. Being able, forcing your opponent to not play Yu-Gi-Oh at all is just absolutely absurd. With a lot of draw power and being able, and with a lot of disruption, a lot of negation on board, it's absolutely absurd. So the main deck consists of 3 Inspector Board, 3 Thunder King Ryu, 3 Fossil Dyna Pachycephalo, 2 Barrier Statue of the Torrent, 2 Barrier Statue of the Torrent, 2 Barrier Statue of the Inferno, and 2 Banisher of the Radiance. If you guys don't know about Banisher of the Radiance, it says any card sent to the grave is banished instead, which that right there is just broken on its own. Now, Inspector Border has a different effect. It says cannot be normal or special summon if you control a monster. Neither player can activate monster effects unless the number of monster effects that player has previously activated that turn is less than the number of monster card types currently on the field. Ritual Fusion, Synchro, Exceeds, Pendulum, and Link. If an effect's activation was negated, it still counts towards the total for that turn. Only count effects that were activated while this monster was face up on the field. So just being able to force your opponent to not like play Yu-Gi-Oh at all is just absolutely absurd. Absolutely absurd. For the spells in this deck, in this deck list anyway, we have 1 Regeki, 3 Pot of Extravagance, 1 Card of Demise, 3 Pot of Prosperity, 3 Pot of Duality. This one is 3 Moon Mirror Shield, 3 Necro Valley, 3 Storming Mirror Force, 2 of Phantom Knight's Wing, 1 Macrocosmos, 3 Solemn Strike, and 3 Solemn Judgment. For the extra deck, we have, let's see, we have Naturia Exterio, we have Predaplant Overutum. I just butchered that name. World Chalice Guard Dragon Almarduke, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, Dragon Necro, Nether Soul Dragon, Starving Venom Fusion Dragon, Predaplant Dracostapelia, The Last Warrior from Another Planet, which is basically a really good, which is a broken anti-meta deck, which the card was released, I think, in Labyrinth of Nightmare. Either that or Legacy of Darkness. But it says that it requires Zomber the Dark and Mariokutai, and it says if this card is special summon, destroy all other monsters you control. Neither player can summon monsters. This card just basically stops Yu-Gi-Oh! Dead in its tracks. Earth Golem Ignister, El Shaddai Winda, Diplexer Chimera, What else is there? Flower Guardian Light Flare, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, and of course Ray Raptor Ultimate Falcon, which is a pretty broken card. For the side deck, we have triple. There we have 3 Dark Ruler No More, 2 Twin Twister, 3 Super Poly, 3 Waking the Dragon, 2 Evenly Match, and 2 Mask of Restrict, which forces forces both players to not be able to tribute summon. Honestly, this is by far a very cancerous deck. If you were to take this to say, to any of the remote duel tournaments that goes on in the meta, you would most likely win, unless if there was somebody else who played it. Then I don't know. I don't know. But this right here is very cancerous because you have Falso Dyna, which forces both players to not special summon any monsters. You have Inspector Border that which forces both players to not activate any card effects. You have Thunder King Ryu, which forces both players to just draw the cards, draw cards from their deck instead of just randomly adding them. And not only that, you can negate your opponent's special summon and destroy the monster. You have Torrent. You have Barrier Statue Torrent, which again neither player can summon monsters except water. Again, you even have fire. The fire one, and then Banisher is basically what you call it? It's basically call by the grave. Basically, it's a walking call by the grave. You also have Regeki, which destroys your opponent's monsters. You have a bunch of draw cards in Pot of Extravagance, Pot of Duality, Prosperity, and even also Card of Demise as well. You've got Moon Mirror Shield, which basically is another really good anti-meta. And then of course Necro Valley, which again it's basically graveyard negation basically. It's just absolutely absurd. This is one of those decks that I feel like cards like Inspector Border, cards like possibly Macrocosmos, maybe Solemn Judgment, Solemn Strike could potentially get banned or even stay at 1 or even go to 1 for that matter. I know that Solemn Judgment back in 2008, 2009, the card ended up getting banned for so long because of the fact that you were able to, negate pretty much everything, and it's pretty absurd to say the very least. But would I consider this deck very cancerous? Absolutely. Being able to not, especially if you're going up against this deck, not being able to summon monsters, activate spells, activate traps, activate monster effects, not being able to play Yu-Gi-Oh at all is absolutely absurd, absolutely stupid. And I feel like decks like this should never exist. My opinion, never. There is another deck here that I feel like is somewhat cancerous. It's actually a Blue Eyes deck. I know what you guys are thinking. You're thinking, why is Blue Eyes cancerous? Well, especially this one in particular. This is actually another one of those decks that is very cancerous. Actually, it's pretty cancerous because you're spamming the board with a bunch of negates, a bunch of disruptions, and it forces your opponent to not, and it basically forces your opponent to try to activate cards like Nibiru and whatnot. But the deck list for this Blue Eyes is actually kind of interesting. So you have 3 Blue Eyes by Dragons, you have 2 Nibiru with the Primal Beam, you have 3 Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragons, 3 Deep of Blue Eyes, which I believe it's called which is called Blue Eyes Abyss Dragon. You have Dragon Spirit of White, you have Blue Eyes Solid Dragon, Arc Brave Dragon, 1 copy of Ash Blossom, and 3 White Stone of Ancients and 3 White Stone of Legend. The spells you have 1-for-1, triple Return of the Dragon Lords, Harpy's Feather Duster, Polymerization, Trade-In, triple Dragon Shrine, triple Melody of Awakening Dragon, Foolish Burial, triple Bingo Machingo, Call by the Grave, and the Ultimate Creature of Destruction. That's the main deck. For the extra deck, you have Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon, you have Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, you have Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon, Azure Eyes Silver Dragon, Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, you have Galaxy Eyes Cypher X Dragon, Cypher Blade Dragon, Full Armor Photon Dragon, Cypher Dragon, Dengirsu, Axis Kotager. You have the Light, you have Drago Masters of the Tenny, Crystal Rod Hulk of Fibrax, the Heretic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, Link Karibo, and then the side deck is very cancerous, you have Neo Kaiser Glider, Double King of the Swamp, the other 2 copies of Ash Blossom, 2 Sage, the 5-headed Dragon, the 2nd copy of Alternative Ultimate Dragon, the 2nd copy of Polymerization, Mind Control, Reasoning, Dragon's Mirror, and Monster Reborn. This is a very cancerous deck because especially if you're going turn 1, you can literally end on Heretic Seal, Axis Kotaker, Ultimate Dragon, Alternative Ultimate Dragon, Cypher X Dragon, Cypher Blade Dragon, Dengirsu. There are so many different ways you can end your board turn 1. In a deck like this, you can end on Alternative Ultimate Dragon, Axis Kotaker, Cypher Blade Dragon, and also Link Karibo. Because with Alternative Ultimate Dragon, you can destroy one of your opponent's cards that your opponent has on the field, and and if it was summoned by using Blue Eyes Alternative White Dragon, as one of the materials, you can target up to 3 cards that your opponent controls instead. So you can use that effect once per turn. It's a disruption on board. That's how cancerous a Blue Eyes deck really is. Will it be like as meta defying as people think it was? No, I really don't think it'll be meta. But I feel like that if you were to take this to locals or whatever, it would just be so unfair to the point where the judges may disqualify you or something. I don't know. But another deck that is also cancerous and something that I've been looking into, actually, it's none other than the the Eldritch deck, I think it was. Hang on. Hang on a second, guys. Let me... Here we are. There was another deck. That was what, 2? So the third deck that I wanted to bring up is actually one that I've had my eyes on for a little bit. And this one, I would probably consider this one probably the most cancerous, the most unfair deck in the format. This is very absurd. This is a what is it? This is what, Cyberstein? Yeah, so this is a Cyberstein deck, sort of. And the deck consists of 2 Destiny Hero Militias, 2 Photon Thrasher, 1 Dark Grepher, 1 Blackwing Zephyros the Elite, 1 Armageddon Knight, 1 White Rose Dragon, 1 EFA? EA? Oh, UA Midfielder, triple Vision Hero Vion, triple Neospace Connector, 1 Summoner Monk, 1 Red Rose Dragon, 1 one Neospatial Aqua Dolphin, one Cyber Stein, and one Plague Sprayer Zombie. For the spells, there's Road Reinforcement of the Army, UA Signing Deal. Yeah, UA Signing Deal, Triple Dark Ruler No More, Fool's Burial, Monster Reborn, Call by the Grave, Triple Different Dimension Reincarnation, one Moon Mirror Shield, one Divine Sword Phoenix Blade, Living Fossil, Broken Bamboo Sword, Cursed Bamboo Sword, Telekinetic Charging Cell, 3 of those, and one Phantom Knight's Shade Brigadine. For the extra deck, you have Naturia Exterio, Triple Dragoon, Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, Warrior, Last Warrior from Another Planet, Power Tool Dragon Dingirsu, number 60 Dugaris the Timeless, Triple Saryuja, Double Assault, Crystal Hawk Fibrax, and Ripidocus. For the side deck, you have 1-for-1, Lightning Storm, 1 Day of Peace, Upstart Goblin, Triple Forbidden Droplet, Archfiend's Staff of Despair, which is one of the newer cards from Blazing Vortex, and then Super Magic Sword of Raptinus, which a deck like this could really destroy, could really ruin the meta. This is another one of those decks I feel like is very cancerous. Just being able to force your opponent to find an out to Cyberstein is absolutely insane. I get why. Dark Ruler no More is in this deck. It's because you want to try and maximize forcing your opponent to not play Yu-Gi-Oh during their turn. Because if you don't play this card, your opponent is gonna come up with a board that forces you to just scoop right off the bat. So I feel like this deck could be another one that's very cancerous. Another one that also is very cancerous, is obviously Eldritch. Eldritch is another one of those decks that's just like very, very, very really cancerous, because if you guys don't know, there are so many different variants of Eldritch. There's Eldritch Zodiac, Eldritch Invoked, and I'll actually showcase that one, the Eldritch Invoked. It's pretty insane. So let's see what the deck consists of. And I think I talked about this one. No, I did not. I don't think I did. So this one was from the February 2021 format, and this is a pretty broken ass deck. So you have Dark Magician, Red Eyes Black Dragon, three Eldritch the Golden Lord, triple Alistair the Invoker, triple Ash Blossom, and triple Ghost Bell and Haunted Mansion. For the spells, you have Red Eyes Fusion, you have Elixir of the Black Awakening, Terraforming, 2 Invocation, triple Golden Eldland, Cursed Eldland, sorry. You have 7 Cities of the Golden Land. You have Magical Meltdown, 3 of those. Triple Impermanence. I started this ad. Needs to get out of my way. Thank you. Triple Impermanence. Triple Scarlet Sanguine, triple Conquistador, and also triple Conquistador of the Golden Land, and also Huaquero of the Golden Land, and then double Solemn Strike. The extra deck is very stupid, very, very stupid. You have Eldritch the Mad Golden Lord. You have Invoked Macabre, which is like the most broken card in the entire Eldritch series. Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, Dragon Necro, Another Soul Dragon, Invoked Aguitas, Invoked Purgatrio, You have Super Dreadnought Rail Cannon, Juggernaut Libe. You have Gustav Max, Constella Pleiades, which is a pretty interesting card. Boral Sword Dragon, Verde Anaconda, Secure Gardna, Link Spider, and also Salmon Grey Almirage. For the side deck, you have double Nibiru, triple Skullmeister, which I believe is that Skullmeister. Yes, triple Skullmeister, triple Lightning Storm, triple Cosmic Cyclone, triple Torrential Tribute, and then the third copy of Solemn Strike. This is where you would have to think, okay, this would be a board that a deck that would consist on summoning Boral Sword, Golden Lord, Makaba, Dark Dragoon, and even also Libe. Those would probably be the 5 cards you want to summon the most, because with Dark Dragoon, with Dark Dragoon, you can pop cards that your opponent has on that your opponent has on the field, deal them damage twice, because that Red Eyes and Dark Magician are both normal monsters. You can use the effect twice. And with Makaba, I believe, let's see here. When a spell, trap, or monster effect is activated, you can send the same type of card to the grave, negate the activation, and banish it. So it's basically a Solemn Judgment. And then with Golden Lord, it's actually kind of interesting, where with this card is basically a mind control for the deck. And then of course too, Libe, I believe, could deal like damage or something like that. Or rather, this card basically gains 2,000 attack and defense, and you can only declare an attack with this card, which that's kind of interesting. So it would go from 4,000 to 6,000 attack and defense, and be able to deal a lot of damage using that card is just absolutely absurd. There is one other deck that I wanted to bring up, and I think, what was the other one? Dragon Links. Dragon Links is pretty much the other one that is very cancerous, and we all know how cancerous Dragon Links are. We all know Dragon Links are very cancerous, and it's one of those decks that you would think that nobody would come up with something as absurd as Dragon Links. You would think, but Dragon Links are a thing, and it's a very broken-ass deck. It is a broken deck, and some of the combos that you can do, and apparently some of the end boards that you can do. Let's see what the end boards would be. Some of the main end boards would be Seal, Borderlord Savage for 4, and then Appaloosa for 4. You could do Seal, Harbinger, Savage for 3, and Union Carrier. There's so many different end boards you can do. It's absolutely absurd. But the deck consists of, let's see, Absol Dragon, Amorphage Goliath, which I believe was seen in Shining Victories, actually. 1 copy of Ash Blossom, Black Dragon Collapsed Serpent, triple Black Metal Dragon, Chamber Dragon Maid. I don't know why people would main that card. Chaos Dragon Levineer, Dragoonity Koos, Droll and Lockbird, only 1 copy, double copies of Galactic Spiral Dragon, which I would not do 2. I would probably do 1, because with Galactic Spiral Dragon you can bypass the banish effect, use it to Xyz summon, and then detach them. And then when you detach the material, it goes into the graveyard and it doesn't get banished. So I would not have done that. 2 copies of Ghost Bell, 1 Ghost Ogre, 1 Magna Rocket Dragon, 3 Noctivision Dragon, 1 Omnidragon Brotar, 2 Gamma, 1 Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon, 1 Red Eyes Wyvern, 1 Rocket Recharger, 1 Rocket Synchron, 3 Rocket Tracer, Silver Rocket Dragon 3 copies, Starly Safer 3 copies, 1 Tempest Dragon Ruler of Storms, White Dragon Wyver Buster, Wizard Buster Destruction Sword, and then also Side Frame Driver. For these spells, you have a Boot Sector Launch, which is the field spell for them. Call by the Grave. Chaos Space, which is the other. Oh, it's just normal spells. Never mind. Dragon Ravine. Dragoony Divine Lance. Fool's Burial. Forbidden Chalice. Monster Reborn. 1-for-1. Quick Launch. Yeah. Quick Launch. War Legacy Guard Dragon. 2 copies of those. Dragon Maid Tiding and Infinite Impermanence, only 1 copy. The X deck, you have Borderless Savage Dragon, you have number 38, Hope Harbinger, Appaloosa, Boral Sword, Dillinger's Dragon, Dragoony Knight Romulus. Yeah, Dragoony Knight Romulus, Guard Dragon Elpie, Pisty, Heretic Seal, Saryuja, Double Rocket, Double Striker Dragon, Triple Burst Dragon, Unchained Abomination, and then Union Carrier. But the funny thing is that this is from the February 2021 ban list. This is from the This is from. So this was from the from the February 2021 format. This was right before we got Union Carrier banned, which honestly was really good. And then the side deck, you have 1 Lancia, 1 DD Crow, 1 Dogaran, 1 Phantasmade, the second Ogre, 1 Reaper, 1 Ghost Sister, 1 No Material, 1 Quackimera Draco, 1 Nibiru, 1 the other copy of Gamma, Starlight Red Dragon Archfiend, the second Chalice, Mirror Force, and Twin Twister. This is a pretty broken deck, absolutely absurd. I know that there have been some Dragon Link decks where they use where instead of using a deck like this, they would actually use Red Eyes and Dark Magician to make to be able to make Dragu, which is another negate on board. They would also take out they would take out the wrong the Dillinger's Dragon for the Red Eyes Dragoon. There's been so many different variants of Dragon Links, but this is one that I feel like is another cancerous deck. So those are just the top 5 most unfair decks I feel like is unfair. So that's actually going to do it for this video. Let me know in the comments below what decks you guys think are totally unfair, and what cards should be taken out of those decks. Let me know in the comments below, and that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button if you guys are new to the channel and you guys want more episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh's Biggest Issue, which gets posted every Friday. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you guys don't miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All 3 of my links are down in the description below. And if you guys have any fan mail that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, my address will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.